All right, beautiful people. What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy post 4th of July. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Let's go ahead and dive into these markets. See what's going on. We're seeing the word tariff being thrown out there again, and we've been seeing the markets react to it. There's a bunch of tariffs being applied. Some came to negotiations. Some are to force better negotiations. So let's take a look at the market. First of all, we're seeing the Dow Jones yesterday kind of trickled down, and it's perfect because it lines up with my key level, fam. Look at this. It's like, if I was actually actively trading this, I would have taken that sell right there, but I'm not. I am really not. But that's a beautiful, beautiful setup right there. And I'm thinking this is gonna probably come and retrace to down here. The way it's moving, right? Tariffs are being thrown around, so people are still in fear. That kicks in. That's normal. All right, that happens. Um, Damn, there you go. My boy be sneaking into my office and be fucking up my whole setup, yo. Moving my cameras and everything. There we go. All right. Am I zoomed in? No, I'm good. All right. But yeah, family. So Bitcoin had a phenomenal, phenomenal weekend, topping crazy highs. And look what I'm looking at. And I'm just waiting, fam. I mean, you tell me. I want you guys to give me your honest opinion, right? Look at this chart. This is the Bitcoin on the 1 day chart, right? We analyzed this before. Yeah, I'll remove this. All right, we saw this. I'll even make it a line chart. Take a look a little bit clearer. I mean, come on. I mean, this is just as clear as day, bro. Come on. I feel like Bitcoin is hanging up there for so long. But here's my conflict. You ready for this? All right. There's a couple of things that I'm very 50-50 on this. Number one, we have a huge market structure right here that could potentially tumble back down here, which is possible, right? The way things are moving, all that stuff, possibility. But then we're also building a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bullish flag right here. The way this flag is forming, it's not really a flag. I want to see it more in a wedge. I want to see more higher lows, more lower highs, which we're seeing the lower highs, but we're not seeing the higher highs being built this way. So it's not really a proper formation. Even in the Hakanachi candles is not really giving me that pattern I'm looking for. And even if I switch this to regular candles and do a weekly, on the weekly, I'm still seeing that. I'm still seeing that right here, right? It looks more to me like an M, even if it's here. Even if you look at the big picture, right? Within the big picture, there's a smaller picture. And even if I don't look at this massive chart right here, right? Look at this massive M pattern that we are expecting to happen right here. Even if I look at that, and maybe I just look at this, right? I'm still getting a nice M formation, at least down to 100K. So that could be problem. That could be number one. Now that I'm on the weekly, I'm gonna analyze. I was waiting for do through this live, but I want to analyze this on a weekly chart because I feel like there's things we're missing on the weekly that nobody's paying attention to. Number one, there is a massive, massive support here that is kind of calling to Bitcoin like a mermaid to some pirates right here. Look at this. Key level, key level, key level, key level, key level, key level, break, retest, breakout, continue. retest, breakout, and I feel like it's gonna come back one more time. Why do I say that? Why do I say it's gonna come back one more time? Well, I'm gonna break it real simple, right? Remember this big M formation we're waiting for? All right, that's one. Within this big picture, there is a little picture, right there, that we are waiting for it to come down this way. But if we look at the past, it already happened, right? So I'm looking at this right here. I'm looking at this right here, and I'm looking at this right here. That equals money. They're the same exact thing. You get it? They're the same exact thing. So this pattern right here, they gave me an M formation down to here, is confirming to me that I'm going to at least get this one right here. I like the way that looks. And overall, wait for this massive drop to happen. Now, what's it gonna take for Bitcoin to get there? I don't know, fam. I honestly don't know. Like I told you, Bitcoin has become very stubborn. The news that we normally thought would like make crypto go crazy haven't really driven Bitcoin. We're talking about ETFs approved for Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and this thing's moving like, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with me. Is it's just not caring. So at this point, it's like, yo, like what do we need? And the reality, what we need is this. You ready? You see all this money moving in the stock market, right? Look at US 30. All this money. We need to get this money moved over here. Period. Point blank. We gotta have this market cap of 3.3 trillion hit at least five. We need 5 trillion in here. Everyone's so worried about oh, Bitcoin's gonna hit a quarter million. To be honest, I don't really care about the price of Bitcoin. I mean, I do, but not to that level because I care about see this market cap movement right here. I think the next big milestone, crypto as a whole, not Bitcoin, crypto as a whole has is to make that into a $10 trillion market cap. 10 trillion. I mean, Bitcoin accounts for what's 2.1 hundred thousand million billion trillion, $2.1 trillion of that 3.3 is Bitcoin alone. That's over 75%. I don't know. It's big. I think to be exact, we're talking about 64. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for just one asset to do all of that. So I want to start seeing this thing move, but we need that right there. Right now, somebody had asked me to go over some stocks, and I want to go over some stocks that listen. I think it's a perfect time to do it right now. It makes sense to start buying into and these are the same stocks that I told you guys to buy. Right, we got into Tesla when it was at 180. I still have hope for GameStop. GameStop is just being demolished because of his involvement in crypto. Right, whatever. Nvidia, of course, Nvidia is going to start skyrocketing. Palantir, I believe, is one that um did I spell that correctly? Palantir Technologies, that's another stock you can buy. Actually, let me pull up right here. I think this stock is going to continue to demolish. Year to date, it's doing pretty well. In the past year alone, it's gone from 28 and change to upwards of 137. And then, yeah, this thing is going bananas. $10 in 2020. So this thing has some massive potential. Palantir stock. The other one I would recommend to look into is Tempest AI. That's another one that this was a Nancy Pelosi alert, by the way. That's why I bought into that. I saw her. I saw she bought, so I bought, and it's been good so far. Right? It's high, a little bit off is high, but it's these waves, and just because of the movement of AI, I think it's gonna go crazy. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about it is, and this is just a theory. It's the power, it's the Tesla, right? So you know what's crazy? And I was watching and learning about like being people how serious they are about inhabiting other planets, right? They always talk about like, oh, we gotta go to Mars, right? Let's go, gotta go to Mars or whatever. So I learned that you can't really live on the surface of Mars. Like the surface is not a livable environment. You can't create an environment to live in anyway. So the guy starts talking about Elon Musk. He goes like, "Why is Elon Musk so important?" He goes like, "Well, think about the companies that Elon Musk has, right? He has this company called the Boring Company. What does the Boring Company do? Well, they're the ones that made the tunnels in Vegas. You guys know that there's tunnels in Vegas, right? That are specifically only for Teslas. And once the Teslas get in those tunnels, they can go up 100 miles an hour, no problem, just fucking hyperspeed through those tunnels, right? The tunnels are like next level. They're better than the ones you see in New York City. They have air conditioning, their magnetic field, yada yada yada, right? One. Number two, he owns solar company. So now he has all these solar panels, right? So now he need do that. Then he has these electric cars that don't need fossil fuels because I don't know if you guys know this, but in Mars there is no fossil, so there is no fuel. Period. You can't get gas in Mars. There's no fossil fuels. So whatever you drive out there has to be powered by the sun. And the other one is the AI, right? The robots he's making are gonna implement the AI. So this guy made this fucking theory that I can't get out of my head and it makes so much sense. He said Elon Musk is he's like his real life Tony Stark times 10. He says he's the man that's gonna get people to Mars. Why? Because he's gonna go to Mars and he's gonna start building tunnels because people cannot live on the surface of Mars, right? So people are going to live in Mars. They're not on Mars, they're going to live in Mars. Okay. Now, how are you going to get people to go to Mars? You're not. You're going to send robots, which he's already making, and they're going to go to Mars because they can live on the surface, they can live inside. They don't need oxygen. They're going to be in Mars, right? And they're going to have the AI chips implemented into them. They're going to know more about Mars than anybody on Earth combined, and they're gonna start building tunnels, building homes, building wells, creating shit to make more water, right? They're gonna start doing all of that, and then guess what? When we finally get to go there, we're gonna have homes built, the robots build the entire city for us underground in tunnels, and on top of that, guess what? We don't have to worry about what we're gonna drive. We got cars that are powered by the sun already, and all the homes have solar panels that are gonna be outside in the Mars. And I'm like, yo, that shit makes so much sense. He said, this man say, what do I have to do to be the one that gets us to Mars? Like everything that you need to possibly build a new planet, this man has done. Crazy. So it's a shot to throw some money at Tesla. It's a shot to throw some money at. On top of that, the man makes rockets. You don't gotta go to NASA to get a rocket to go to Mars. He could build his own. You know what I mean? It's wild. Wild when I put it all together, I was like, that's crazy. It's crazy. But man, these are just stocks to hold and buy. Buy some Apple, Disney. Listen, Disney ain't gonna go nowhere. Even Disney stocks is in a shitter, but fuck it. Right? Did that wrong. Yo guys, have you guys watched that Poop Cruise documentary on Netflix? You gotta watch it, fam. You gotta watch it. Let me see. 5 years Disney in 2021. This was when it was at the peak. $200. Down 127. You know what's crazy? Have it Scott, you guys know what why anyone take a guess why Disney skyrocketed in 2021? From 2020 to 2021 it skyrocketed, right? The parks were closed. The parks were closed, and if they were very limited. But just one simple item, one simple thing launched them up, and it's called Disney Plus. That was it. Disney Plus propelled them to the next level. The feud with Trump and Elon created a new political party causing Tesla stock to. Yeah, I seen that. That's the other one too. These kids, these guys are back at it again. Tesla, Elon Musk and Donald Trump are back at it again with this feud. Trump wants to create a new American political party called the American Party. And the crazy thing is that the American Party, he's already posted on Twitter that fiat will be worthless and the American Party will 100% support cryptocurrency. So let's see how far that gets. I don't see that moving very far. Let me take a look here real quick. Oh shoot. Yeah, man, and on top of that, even though everyone's gonna start, these are gonna start bickering back and forth. You guys been buying crypto? You know what I've been buying? You're not gonna believe this. I've been buying XRP. Crazy, I know. I've been buying XRP. But fam, look at this. Why not? Look at this. I'll tell you something. You see this little red box that's called sell zone? Yeah, it's above it, way above it. And it's been hovering above it for a while. So I'm expecting XRP to explode with its approval of ETFs, adoption, bank licensing. Did you know that they apply for a bank license? That's huge. With the bank license, it's a paperwork to tell the SEC like fuck off. You know what I mean? Like you can't come at me now. But this is a big thing. Other one is this one too, Netflix. You guys been seeing Netflix? Look at that. Year to date, family. $828 all the way at 1,300. I assume this stock pretty soon is gonna go through a stock split. They have to. Look at them. Back in 2005, they were $1.35. Have you guys heard the story about Netflix and Blockbuster? Yeah, fam, Eduardo, brother, I've been doing the same exact thing. I've been buying more stocks just because it just makes sense to me right now, right? Like the crypto portfolio is okay. I could do better. I should be buying more, but I'm waiting for that better price. I feel like the stock will explode before the crypto does. So I just been buying. But look at Netflix, fam. Netflix back in you guys, the story about Blockbuster and Netflix, right? Netflix went to Blockbuster and says, "Hey, you should buy us. We have this idea of online movies," and Blockbuster said, "Ha!" They literally laughed. They laughed in their face. And now Netflix is worth what? $543 billion, and Blockbuster is, they don't exist. As a matter of fact, there's only one still left in Canada somewhere. But look at this. I like to watch these jumps, right? 2020 right here. Days when people were home. Okay, let's stream. Stranger Games, Hunger. Was it any of that other show that exploded? That show was dying, had me dying from how popular it was. Tiger King, right? Tiger King. Oh my God, remember Tiger King? What's her name? What's her name? Something. Carol Baskin. Carol Yo. Carol Baskin was trending in COVID times. And look, it's right here. It's showing. All it is Carol Baskin moving the markets. Family, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's nuts, family. But just yeah, just been buy the stocks. It makes sense. Nvidia, Coca-Cola too. And if you do them on the right, some of these companies they pay dividends, right? Take those dividends and reinvest them right back into the stock. It's inevitable to grow over time, fam. It's just inevitable, right? Inevitable to do so. What I was gonna end this with? Oh yeah, I'm gonna recommend this to you guys because I watched this the other day on Netflix. I watched this. I spelled that wrong. There we go. This is a documentary on Netflix. It just came out. It's called Trainwreck: The Poop Cruise, right? Now I knew the story about this, but I never watched the actual details. And this goes into like an hour of details of exactly what happened. So I'll break it down for you, right? In 2013, there was this Carnival, of course it was Carnival. There was this ship called the Carnival Triumph, right here. It was on February 7th, and they experienced power outages. And I didn't know this. I mean, I've been cruising so much. I didn't know this, but apparently the toilets on a cruise are operated by electricity, which, they don't add up. But, to flush them, you gotta have power to have that shit just vacuum everything out. So the power went out, which means you couldn't flush toilets. So they were telling people, yo, if you gotta pee, go pee in a shower. And if you gotta poop, here's a red bag and poop in a bag. So that's why it's called the poop. Not even that. That's not why it was called, right? But it went downhill fast. Like the power went out, all the food went back because the refrigeration went out. So they were eating sandwiches made out of tomatoes and onions. Like that was the most common thing. It was a 5 day, by the way. They had this happen for 5 days. Um, there was a huge fire in the engine room, so they couldn't get the ship back on. But what the worst part is that the plumbing started to back itself up. So all the shit and the water was coming out of the toilets, out of the showers, pretty much into people's rooms. Like, and the whole shit was flooded, literally. So that's what's called a poop cruise. And I mean, it was just terrible. The ship looked like a quarantine. You should watch it. But the funny part, here's the crazy part, right? Let me ask you something. You own Carnival. This is your ship. This happens to you, right? Have all these people that are stranded, and you gotta spend. Your ship is destroyed. You got shit everywhere. People were destroying your kitchen. They pretty much graffitied all over it, made it look like crap. You have massive plumbing problems, right? As soon as that ship gets back to dock, what are you doing? Right? What would you do? Right? I'm axing it. Fuck it. Bye bye ship. Time to go. You do your time. Axe it. Get a new one. Right? These motherfuckers spent $100 million fixing the issue, right? They spent $100 million fixing, right? Cleaning up all this shit, right? Literally. And they renamed it. And it still sails today under the name, the Carnival Sunrise. So if you've been on the Carnival Sunrise, you have been on the poop cruise. And there's people that did not know that. And ever since the documentary came on, they go like, I have no idea. So yeah, that was crazy. But it's crazy the shit that happens on this boat. They interviewed real life people that were on it. But that was nuts to me. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, buy some. What other stocks can we look at? Just basic. Oh, that's what I'm gonna look at right here. Hold on 1 second. Um. Oh, somebody said they bought Lucid. Let me tell you something. That's a very smart play to buy Lucid. Now, Lucid, since I bought it, as a matter of fact, since we bought it, those of us that bought it, I'll be honest with you, my portfolio for Lucid is down 91% alone. Like my Lucid portfolio is down 91% since I bought it. Because when I bought it, the price of Lucid was at, does it say? Yeah, $25 a share. Today's price, $2. Yesterday's price, today's price 218, yesterday 212. Anyway, I think Lucid's gonna have a big comeback. They have new investors, one, and they're releasing this car, or they've released already. This like Lucid SUV. They're supposed to be like, I think it's like 600-mile range and electric battery. And it's supposed to be like it looks super dope. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. I don't know what it's called. Um, Lucid SUV. What's it called? Oh, the Gravity. That's the one. It's a long body, third row, 450 miles, seats seven, and it's under 100 grand, which is huge because their cars are. Look at this. It looks super dope, super dope. But like apparently there's so much space in this, and the back seats full like a minivan, which you don't see that in SUVs. But it's supposed to be a dope, dope car. So I think this is gonna be a big play. Look, 820 horsepower on the performance one. It's gonna be a big play for Lucid. Um, Investors are pouring in, so I think this is gonna start to really start moving upwards. It's because they were at the brink, fam. They were at the brink of bankruptcy, let me tell you. So I don't think we're looking at that anymore. And the other one that I'm also looking at, I want to do more research on is just Rivian. Um, Rivian just the last month has been tanking, and yesterday they kind of had a little bit of a pull-up day too. They released a couple of SUVs, but Rivian, we need to see more backing for Rivian, to be honest. You guys have any questions for me? And I'm gonna wait for this 30 cell, fam. I'm gonna wait for this US 30 cell right here. Maybe even to the 43 800s. Right now we are at 44.3. 43 800s could be a possible target. But if you look at it, right, it looks the same as Bitcoin. Look, here's your pattern, boom, came down, here's a push up, and then we need one more movement, right? It's hitting that zone right there beautifully. So I think we might see this come down. I think we might see that come down. Hey, what the fuck? There we go. All right, family. I'm only gonna let you guys go. Um, I'm gonna work this week on a list of some other stocks I think could do well. You know what's crazy? Fam, if you guys wanna watch a dope interview, take some time and go to YouTube or go to Twitter, X, whatever. And you guys know Tucker Carlson? He just interviewed the president of Iran. And it's crazy because like we were almost at war 10 days ago with these people. So they interviewed the leader, and then they're looking to interview the president of Israel, the prime minister over there or whatever. So that's crazy, fam. It kind of how quickly that went. Anyway, family, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, everybody.